nice to see you again this year. A new beginning soon. We're closing the year and we're having a new one come up. These children have been with Mr. Park and I since September, and they've been working for about 10 weeks on a special production of South Pacific. This is the original program, and you'll hear about it in the show. We selected this show this year for a very special reason. I think our students, the 4th and 5th graders, they're 9 and 10 years old, we wanted to introduce them to Rodgers and Hammerstein and the classic music, because I believe that as they go on in their lives, I think it's really important for children to hear the classics and to understand the beauty of them. They will be doing plays like Rent and avant-garde theater of the absurd coming from now on. So we wanted them to touch this beautiful music that is classic and get to know what these pieces are about. So, without further ado, I'd like to
start. First, I want to welcome everyone here from Hillside School and say how thrilling it is for us to be the place where you come to do your first performance. Yeah. And we're just so excited to have you back. And especially doing South Pacific because it's something that's so familiar to us and it's such a beloved musical to us. So we all know that, and it just brings back wonderful memories. There is another group that is joining us, and they were a little late in getting here. They're just making their way in now. Okay. So I don't want to hold you up because I see everyone's ready, but I just wanted to let you know there'll be a few more people trickling in.
That's fine. Are you going to put them on this side, or we can put them in the back?
I think I'll have to put them in the back.
4th and 5th grade traveling troupe from Hillside School.
And the play was revived 3 years ago at Lincoln Center in New York City. And the music was written by the one and only, two and only, Rodgers and Hammerstein. Lead characters are Nellie Fortbush and the rich French because the drama and music became the star, not the individual actors or singers. It's as if the stories and songs just flow out from the characters as everyday people living their lives. And in the case of South Pacific, during World War II, all the characters are far from their homes or loved ones on some far-off island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
And things happen, all sorts of things, that change their lives.
Whoa! Let's tell the story and sing the song. Okay, Maestro? Okay, shoot! On a South Pacific island during World War II, Ensign Nellie Forbush, but a naive U.S. Navy nurse from Little Rock, Arkansas, meets Emile Beck, a French plantation owner, and falls in love. He has lived on this island for a long time, is widowed before the play begins, and they meet at an officers' party at the U.S. Naval Base. As the play opens, Nellie's at Emile's house having a lovely dinner. They're truly having a wonderful time. Nellie is so optimistic about everything. Emile likes Nellie's company, his friends. He declares his happiness and love when he is with her. She too is taken with Emile. Some enchanted evening, you may see a stranger. You may see a stranger across the crowded room, and somehow you know even then, that somewhere you'll see them again and again. Some enchanted evening, someone may be laughing. You may hear them laughing across the crowded room. And night after night, as strange as it seems, the sound of their laughter will sing in your dreams. Who can explain it? Who can tell you why? Fools give you reasons, wise men never try. Some enchanted evening, when you find your true love, when you feel them call you across a crowded room, then fly to their side and make them your own. Or all through your life you may dream all alone. Then fly to their side and make them your own. For all through your life you may dream all alone. Once you have found them, never let them go. Once you have found them, never let them go. Wow, Emile's really over the top already, people. And Nellie almost forgets that the U.S. Navy Jeep is there to bring her back to the base. Meanwhile, back at the naval base, the sailors and the seabees are on the beach with a well-known Tonkinese woman named Bloody Mary, who tries to sell them all sorts of exotic island trinkets, like grass, skirts, coconut shells, and shrunken heads to make some American dollars. Sailors want to buy souvenirs for their loved ones at home, but they end up whining and complaining about how much souvenirs cost and how much they miss the ladies. So they sing a very funny song. packages from home. We get movies, we get shows. We get speeches from our skipper and advice from Tokyo Rose. We get letters that's the perfect. We get dizzy from the smell. What you know well. We have nothing to put on and clean white for.
What we need is what there ain't no substitute for.
There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day. We feel restless, we feel blue, we feel lonely and in grief. We feel every kind of feeling but the feeling of relief. We feel hungry as the wolf felt when he met Red Riding Hood. What don't we feel? We don't feel good.
Lots of things in life are beautiful, but brother, there's no one looking that is hopeless or ever wish for like any other.
There is nothing like a day, nothing in the world. There is nothing you can name that is anything like a day. Some young folks that they be bright or completely free from flaws.
Or if they foolish and put others kind of Santa Claus. It's a waste of time to worry over things that they have not.
Being thankful for the things they've got. There's nothing you can name that is anything like a day. There are no books like a day, and nothing looks like a day. There are no treats like a day, and nothing thinks like a day. Nothing acts like a day, or attracts like a day. There ain't a thing that's wrong with any man here that can't be cured by pulling him near. Unruly or living a feminine day.
Suddenly, a new enhancement face appears. It is Naval Lieutenant Cable from the Guadalcanal who comes to take part in a dangerous spy mission whose success can turn the tide of the war against Japan.
Lieutenant Cable's home is in Philadelphia. He is a Princeton University grad. Bloody Mary immediately likes him
And tries to convince him and the other sailors that they can get much better island tickets on the beautiful exotic island of Valley High. There they can buy real stroke pets and voice teeth bracelets.
They can even see a real first tooth ceremony and meet lovely French Polynesian ladies.
Ooh la la.
Then she tempts them with her song.
Most people live on
thinks about what his possible future might be with him.
Nellie is on the beach when she next sees Lieutenant Cable, and they start talking about their lives. She tells him about her love of meal when a letter is delivered to her from her mom back in Little Rock, Arkansas.
In the letter, Nellie's mother warns her about becoming too interested in men who are so different than she is. His age, his culture, and who knows what else is different about him, wrote her mom.
Nellie crumbles the letter and throws it on the ground in front of Lieutenant Cable, who also warns her to watch out for Emil because of all their differences.
So, Nellie begins to doubt herself and becomes unsure and wary for her feelings toward Emil. Her mom's words, her own upbringing, which define people's differences as wrong and fearful. And even her new friend Lieutenant Cable's views convince Nellie to push Emil's friendship and love away. doesn't take very long for Nellie to fall in love with Emil all over again, and she cannot contain her excitement for very long either. She boldly exclaims to her nurse friends how grand love is. I expect every one of my crowd to make fun of my proud protestations of faith and romance.
They would say I'm naive as a babe to believe every fable I hear from a person in pants. Fearlessly, I'll face them and argue their doubts away. Loudly, I'll sing about flowers and spring. Flatly, I'll stand on my little flat feet and say, love is a grand and a beautiful thing. I'm not ashamed to reveal the world famous feeling I feel. I'm as corny as Kansas in August. I'm as normal as blueberry pie. No more a smart little girl with no heart. I have found me a wonderful guy. I am in a conventional dinner with a conventional star in my eye. And you will know there's a lump in my throat when I speak of that wonderful guy. I'm as tried and as gay as a daisy in May, a cliche coming true. I'm romantic and bright as a moon, happy night, pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse that expression I use, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love with a wonderful guy. I'm as tried and as gay as a daisy in May, a cliche coming true. I'm romantic and bright as a moon, happy night, pouring light on the dew. I'm as corny as Kansas in August, high as a flag on the 4th of July. If you'll excuse that expression I use, I'm in love, 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 I'm in love with a wonderful guy.
That beautiful night was also magical for Nellie and Emil as they celebrated their love with Emil's friends at the party he threw her. When the guests left, though Emil introduced Nellie to his children, Nellie could not accept his previous life.
She quickly leaves and tells Emil that they shouldn't see each other again, no matter how they feel about each other. Emil is left surprised and heartbroken as the curtain falls at the end of Act 1.
Act 2 begins with the funniest Thanksgiving Day folly show for all the sailors, nurses, officers, and Marines. Nellie leads the finale with a funny song called Honey Bun, as Luther, costumed in a grass skirt, blonde curly wig, and coconut shell top, lead the rest.
Her lips are pips, I call her hips, swirly and whirly. I am caught and I don't want to run because I'm having so much fun with Honey Bun. I'm caught and I don't want to run because I'm having so much fun with Honey Bun. Believe me, Sunny, she's a cookie who can cook you till you're done. Ain't being funny, Sunny, put your money on my Honey Bun. She's my baby, I'm her pet. I'm her booby, she's my trap. I am caught and I don't want to run because I'm having so much fun with Honey Bun. Being funny, Sunny, put your money on my Honey Bun.
The most funny and boisterous CB finally convinces Lieutenant Cable to visit the beautiful exotic island of Valley High as he awaits directions for his mission.
The lieutenant and sailor steal away in a small boat to where the palm trees sway in the sea breeze. The sky changes to an orange and purple sunset, and the fog rises out from the South Pacific.
Where real shopping bags and Dora's teeth bracelets can be had, and French Polynesian girls sing Valley High, the soft, sweet voices. Don't forget about the real Boar's Tooth ceremony, too. The girls escort the sailors to the ceremony, and Bloody Mary introduces handsome Lieutenant Cable to her beautiful daughter, Leah. They talk, well, Lieutenant Cable talks, but Leah does not speak any English at all. Leah's mother, Bloody Mary, could not be happier to think that Lieutenant Cable would be happy to marry her daughter.
Younger than springtime, are you? Softer than starlight, are you? Warmer than winds of June on the gentle lips.
Emil agrees to guide Lieutenant Cable in his spy mission. Since he knows the island so well, he can get them to the very dangerous part of the island to keep watch for the movement of the Japanese warships.
Finally, the Navy hears that the mission was completed. But sadly, Lieutenant Cable lost his life, and Emil DeBeck is missing.
Nellie is very worried about Emil and realizes how foolish she was to push Emil away because of some past differences and silly prejudices she's ready to overcome.
She gets to thinking. She goes to Emil's 2 children in his home to help care for them in their father's absence.
Nellie and the children are at the table one late afternoon when Nellie tells them to manger, eat their soup before she leaves for the hospital on base.
The 3 joke and laugh and sing the song the children sang at the beginning of the play. Nellie tells them she loves them very much.
Just then, Emil comes home. The children run to him in joy. And Papa, Papa. He kisses them and tells them he loves them and tells Nellie to manger too. The 4 are at the table, eating and sharing, beginning their happy lives together.
Well, all's well that ends well. After all, it is Rodgers and Hammerstein. Glad to share such a well-known classic with you, and glad Isabella's mom found the program.
Thank you, Maestro.
And thank you for being such a wonderful author.